everyone, I'm Yolanda. Welcome to part 2 of how to make a Dominican cake. So let's get started. Here are the 2 layers of cake that I baked in our last tutorial. I covered them with plastic to keep the moisture. You may keep your cakes in the fridge until you are ready to ice them. I usually bring them out 1 or 2 hours prior to decorating. I'm going to show you how to make simple syrup for soaking your cakes. This is a very easy recipe. Combine 1 cup of water with 1 cup of sugar. Place the pot on the stove to medium heat. We will not let the water boil, but we will remove the pot just before it starts to boil. Once the crystals in the sugar are dissolved, we are going to remove the pot from the heat. Add extracts. Let the syrup cool down. After that, you may keep it in the fridge. Now it's time to torch the cakes. To torch cakes evenly all around, press into your waist the elbow of which arm you are cutting with, holding the knife tight with hand. Using a serrated knife, start cutting at the lowest point of the cake, lightly holding it on top and pushing it against the knife. With a fork, poke the cake to let the simple syrup penetrate through. When soaking your cakes, don't assume that everyone likes it very moist. If you are baking for a client, you should ask her or him how much simple syrup they would like in their cake. Personally, I don't like my cake with too much moisture, and so I don't soak my cakes with a lot of simple syrup, just a few tablespoons. Now for filling our cakes. Here I have a tub of dulce de leche. I never used dulce de leche like this before. I prefer making it myself. But a friend gave me this tub as a gift and I like to use it. But first, let me just say, caramel is not dulce de leche. Dulce de leche is made with condensed milk, while caramel is made with sugar and water. The color of this dulce de leche seems to me like caramel, so I believe this is truly caramel. I'm going to warm up a portion of the dulce de leche or caramel to soften it to make it spreadable. Spread some filling in the middle of one cake only. Let it rest for a few minutes. Top it with the other layer. Now the filling is sandwiched between the two layers and it will spread to the edge. Let cake rest a few minutes while the bottom layer absorbs the filling. Then flip the cake so that the top layer goes to the bottom and absorbs the filling as well. Today's tip: always keep your cake pans clean and free of grease. A greasy pan doesn't let the heat penetrate evenly. Also, have a clean rag handy for cleaning your counter. Bad odor occurs when bacteria accumulate between the fibers of the rag, thereby causing the rags to stink. You may wet the rag with soapy water and microwave for 2 minutes. Now let's go back to the tutorial. Let's make some Italian meringue. You will need 3/4 cup water, 2 cup granulated sugar, lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of sugar separated, 1 tablespoon of light corn syrup, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, 1 cup of egg whites, and 1 candy thermometer. In the mixing bowl, pour in the egg whites with a tablespoon of sugar and vanilla. Meanwhile, pour the water in a small pot. Add sugar, corn syrup, and about half teaspoon of lemon juice. Fasten the thermometer to the edge of the pot and bring it to a medium heat. When it reaches 220 degrees Fahrenheit, start the mixer in high speed. When the thermometer reaches 230 degrees Fahrenheit, pour the liquid into the egg whites very slowly. Don't let the liquid get to the bottom of the bowl. Continue to whip until the bowl has completely cooled down and it's cool to the touch. I do not quote specific time frame for cooling, as this could take from 10 to 12 to 18 minutes to cool off, depending on your kitchen climate. And now let's add some color. And notice how the meringue has deflated. When this happens, some people get upset because the volume of the meringue has decreased. This is normal when whipping meringue. Don't worry about it. The important thing is that the consistency is firm, like this one here. Scrape the bottom of the bowl with your spatula. Whip a little longer to incorporate all the ingredients well. Now let's ice the cake. Personally, I like to ice my cakes, starting at the top and working my way down to the sides. Now, let me just mention something here, as some of my subscribers always ask me why they don't get sharp edges with the meringue as they do with the fondant. Well, this is not fondant, this is meringue. Two different types of icing. You cannot compare apples to oranges. As long as your meringue is well made, don't worry so much about the smoothness of it and the cake surface being so smooth. Don't try to smooth it out so much. Just worry about its consistency. Keep in mind that as you decorate your cake, most of the imperfections will be covered. Have a tall glass of water and a clean rag to wipe your spatula at all times when icing your cakes. Sometimes I use a spray bottle filled with water, and lightly I spray the cake surface with the spray bottle, and I smooth out the surface again. This will make the surface nice, smooth, and shiny. I can make my decorations with the leftover meringue, even roses. But first, I need to add to it 1 teaspoon of meringue powder and 1 teaspoon of powdered sugar to give the meringue a stiff consistency. In this way, I can pipe shells or any other decorations and even make flowers with the meringue. And since my meringue is now at a stiff consistency, look how well defined my shells look. Since I'm making a simple cake, the decorations should also be simple, and therefore I'm using plastic or artificial flower. I recommend that you wash and clean the plastic flowers first, and then you will insert them into a flower spike and insert that on top of the cake. You may also add other flowers around the cake if desired. Well, here is the finished product. Thanks for watching. Thanks for visiting. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you back here again with another tutorial just like this one. Until then, God bless.